things were not working out. Shock on us, we went to a single room. Not even a new single room. The house that he was living in.
My advice to every couple is that we must know that every marriage is based on God. The love story began from God, and you can never solve marriage outside God.
Our wedding was a miracle wedding, because when we are heading to it, we were not like we have millions in the bank waiting to. So we called few friends of us months to the wedding. We planned our wedding. They contributed. Our friends really helped us. They contributed to our wedding, and this day came. And our wedding, we almost thought it will not happen because of finances. You know, you have this one thing and this other thing is down there. You don't have it. But we really thank God, because my family members and also his family members, they chipped in, because my auntie gave us the cake, and someone else came, some of our friends came up and said, we'll sort this out, So why I call it a miracle wedding is because it was until the 11th hour that's when God came through for us. It was until the 11th hour, but we really thank our pastor in the previous church, Pastor Joseph, because he really gave us the motisha. Just continue, don't worry. It is not people who will give you money. It is God who will use those people to help us. So we should not look at the people. Let's look at God. Let's depend on God. And surely that day came. And nikisema hapa the amount of money we used for our wedding, I think my husband will expound on it, because it will really shock. And this will also help a lot of people out there. Maybe wanafikiria marriage you have to need millions and millions. No. Our wedding is a good example that we used 80,000 baby. 80,000 shillings to do a whole wedding. Na msifikiria tu kwenda honeymoon. We went to Mombasa for our honeymoon. We had everything set. We had a gown, we had a lot of things. Everything for our wedding that was supposed to be there, it was there. So we really thank God and our friends and our pastors for holding us, and it was a beautiful day.
You know, for the church setup is I was supposed to data, go through the old process, and the final process now is the marriage process. And now I don't have money. I used to work, that time I used to work as a clerk in a certain community called CBO in Kangemi. So I didn't have money. Nilikuwa nalipo around 7,000 a month. Na hapo ndo niko na watoto, because my mother had passed, so nilikuwa nashughulikia watoto wetu. So tulikuwa kwa hiyo place, tulikuwa na watoto wetu. Mimi ndo nawashughulikia na hiyo 7,000. Mimi ndo nawashughulikia because lazima nifanye hizo vitu zote plus now. So I didn't have money, lakini nilijua God have been serving you faithfully. You know, and if this is the only way, if this is the channel, then you must provide, you must bring provision. Easy vitu zote lazima you cater for them. So since it was the church and I believed in God, so I remember friends came, friends walikuja, the pastor that you were under, ni ule mtu alikuwa anajua there is nothing that can't happen. Bora tu you are ready for it, because I believe one of the fear watu wanakuaga nayo ni this thing is so complicated. I believe the first thing is your heart. Are you ready for this? Because anytime you're ready for something, it must happen. Anytime. Hata kesho ukisema kesho naenda kazini, hata ukuwa na fare una, lakini no, must be. Lazima ni report kazi. Lazima utareport kazi either way. I guess there's that zeal and that commitment to something, and then the other things in a flow. Because I remember telling my wife, tutaoana liwe liwalo. You know, na stories za kuana zikuwa discussion. Na tena nikamwambia, we are not going to get a loan, because hatuwezi patia loan na mtu yeyote kwa situation yetu tuko. Na tutaki loan baada ya marriage. So we are going to use what we will be having. So we asked friends, we invited friends, a friend of mine called Bransky akaniletea gari, a Nissan, ikabeba watu wote wale walikuwa wanahitaji kufanya. People came, people gave their cars, the church gave us the hall for free. You see, so all of these things fall in place. People gave their cake, because once you've declared, I guess it's just a matter of faith. It's just a matter of you just saying that I want to commit to this, and then things are going to flow. Your fear, fear, doga inafanya, it stops a lot of things. But once you're like, this is going to happen regardless of what and what, I guess it's possible for you to attain whatever you want. Just you taking that bold step, and that's what I took.
In marriage, as I was getting to marriage, is now not the wedding. The wedding is over. Now we're getting to marriage. I had a lot of expectation, as any young lady could have. I knew that when I get to marriage, God will show us some mercy and bless us with everything that we ever dream. Big house, cars, and all other things. But shock on me, God works in mysterious ways. After marriage, after wedding, we moved to our small house. We didn't want to live large because now we believe that that's not where God wants us to start, because things were not working out. There was not that money for that going to a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom. Shock on us, we went to a single room.
Back to the house that I used to stay.
The house that, not even a new single room, the house that he was living in. But the good thing is that I didn't have that feeling. Babe, kwani huku ni wapi? I was very comfortable. And I know that was God in me. He just gave me the grace to know that this is me. Don't think about this is a bad thing you're getting into. I knew I'm starting where God wants us to start. So, actually, what I did, I moved my things from my house, because now at some point before marriage, I started living myself. So I used to live, I shifted my things from my house and took it to his house. And life started. Tukajaza nyumba, by the way. Tulijaza chini na juu. Because everything had to fit in that house.
We really had challenge in terms of our sexual life. It was challenge because I married her. She was a virgin. You get, okay, I don't know if I can speak about this, but she was in that nini. So when we went to our honeymoon, she was not used to this stuff. Just as it wengine tumezelewa ghetto, tumefanya mablanda, hata ni Mungu ametusaidia, akatusaidia tukafika mahali tumefika, but now she was not used to these things. Tumeingia kwa honeymoon. Now it's because in our counseling we didn't talk about these things. You see, because we were like, we didn't talk, the people who are taking us through, they didn't take us through these things vizuri, you get. So we in our honeymoon, we really struggled. We went to the honeymoon, we even had to talk with the honeymoon, just give me time. So we went to the honeymoon, we just tulijibamba, tulile tukajibamba story ya maji, tukajibamba story ya coast, but we didn't get to that point, maybe getting intimate, because I had to understand her. It was too much for her. We had not gone through that, so we didn't want to go. I didn't want her to feel like since ni kama hakuwa me understand, we had not talked, wako wamepitisha through that, so I didn't want her to go through that trauma or something. So I had to understand her, na tukamaliza our honeymoon vizuri, tukarudi walking that journey so that she can understand, so that things zikaanza kuflow. But it was a crazy journey that time, expectation inakuwaga na watu wanafikiria it's automatic. Mkishapatana na mtu it's automatic, but I guess not everyone. That's why it's good for people to go through counseling about these issues. Let's talk about these things. Let's talk about sex, because tunai-hide, and then people wanaingia kwa marriage, they've not talked about these things, zinakuja zinawa affect. That's why people are walking out of some marriage, hata kutoka kupitia kwa honeymoon. People are walking out just because they didn't talk. We want just to make it look something. Tunataka tuifanye ikae, it's like ikae something else. Kwanza sisi watu sana believers, watu wameokoka, they don't want to talk about these things, but they are real. We need to talk about sex because it's so important, especially for marriage. Let's tackle every detail, because hii ndo kitu tutaipata pale. It contributes a lot in the marriage setup. So I guess we should engage in these conversations. They're so key.
Me, what I could have wished, if days could go back and I was to be told, what topic would you want? I would choose to be taught more on, I could have been taught more on sex and also how to run my home as a wife, as a mother, and also in the ministry, because our marriage is not only our marriage. Because we also met when we were in ministry. So there is that part of also ministry. How do I juggle these three things? You see, how do I balance? Because for him, maybe it's ministry and family. But for me as a wife, I also have to be a mother who has to balance everything without leaving any stone unturned. Yes, so that I think that is what I wished I could have been talked to on counseling.
I guess communication is also key. It's also a key thing in marriage. And I wish people will also consider this session before also getting married, because we had a lot of challenges, a lot of challenge in communication. I really had a lot of issue in communication. Mimi ni mtu nilikuwa nimezoea, mimi ndo napeana orders kwa nyumba, because I used to live with my small sisters, siblings. So nilikuwa najua, me I don't need to communicate to you, you need to communicate to me. So that's why, so I will do, ningeenda nikae siku kama 2, nimeenda nimehang out na my guys huko, tumeona tumeona watu wa Manchester, so tumeenda huko, tumekuwa na game, we've spent time huko. I've not communicated to my wife, now I expect to understand. Akiona tu sijakuja understand. You know, my wife used to call me. I remember there's a time my wife called me he called me 50 times. I got almost 50 missed calls. Na mimi nashindwa ni kwa nini ananicall kuniuliza, because mimi sikuwa nimezoea kuulizwa ati uko safe, uko sawa. So, naona these too much information. Si niko I'm a grown up. So me hizi stories zote unaniuliza ati niko sawa after so mimi sikuwa na I was not a good communicator. Singekuambia naenda wapi, singekuambia na plan nini. So it was an issue. I remember coming back to my house, napata wife akilia. So nikitaka kujua nalilia nini, because me, you know, it also depend mali umebrought you up. Sisi tulikuwa tunajua kuna issue. Kitu ingine kulia ni labda mtu amekufa, mtu wako na ugonjwa sijui inakaje. So hizo ndio vitu zinafaa. So finding her akilia kwa nyumba ati kwa sababu ya nini, I call you, didn't pick my no, pesa hiyo ni issue. So ulijua mimi ni mtu mzima na nikienda lazima nirudi, na it's common sense. Nilikuwa chia do. So I didn't see, lakini sasa nikaona it's affecting her. So the way I don't say where I am, anything, because aliniambia I'm not asking you nikitaka any kitu mbaya. Right now you are my responsibility. I should know where you are, what are you doing, because if anything happens to you right now, I'll be accountable. You know, watu wakikutafuta, if uko mteja, people are going to call me to ask me where. If anything happens, the first person lazima nijue umeenda wapi, nijue unafanya nini. So nikaanza kumunderstand that communication, what you're doing, nini na all that, it's key. Yeah. You see, and also the way to communicate. It was also another, because there is a way that angetaka ni communicate, na mimi kuna venye nafikiria nafaa ni communicate, lakini si venye anataka ni communicate. So we had a lot of challenges, but we had to sit down. Now I listen to her, because listening, I guess one of the challenges that we have as many couples, it's listen to understand, not listening to answer. You listen to understand someone. Hiyo ndio inakuwa challenge, because we just want to listen. Nataka kusikize mbio umalize ndo nikuambie. Si ni kusikize nikuelewe ni nini unasema from which point. I get hiyo ndio ilikuwa issue, and we had to try pole at least right now tuko mahali. Tuko mahali because I had to listen to her. I had to, nikiona missed call, at least missed call ikipatikana ni respond, nimuulize nini happen. nimcall nimshow leo nimechange, kama nilikuwa naenda town, kama alikuwa nimejua nimeenda town, lakini something has happened, nimeingia nimepiga route ingine nimeenda, so I also need to tell her so that asifikirie nilienda town alafu nimeenda place. Anything can happen, and we that accountability it's so important for one another. So I guess communication was as an issue in our marriage, but with time tumewakia, and I guess we are doing good right now.
When we talk about rules, I actually call it a constitution in our marriage. We don't have set rules, but what we do is we communicate so much. We really communicate, and to a point of I know what he likes and what he dislikes, and vice versa. So when we come into the house and we talk about our children and how my house or our house needs to run, it is based so much on what I know about how he likes things to be done or not to be done. For example, now in my house, when we talk about disciplining children, it is ni juzi years ago, I knew I'm so soft. Very soft in disciplining. I am a mom who will bembeleza mtoto hadi. But for him, he's a very good dad. But when a child is in discipline, yeye ndio waku correct. So at times I will walk away in pain, because when I see a child being beaten, I feel so much pity. So as a mother, I'll have to walk away or stay aside, or sometimes keep quiet when the children are being disciplined, because I know akikuwa na hiyo tabia ita grow to something bad. So he's the discipline master here, and for me, I do it once, but I give him the credit for that. And rules in matters to do with how to do things in our house and all that stuff, it is based on how he wants things to be run, and vice versa. There are things he knows that I don't like, and I know there's some things I know that when I make this decision, even when I fast and pray, my husband will not accept it. So I will just have to, and it doesn't mean that I know him 100%. There are things I'm continuing to learn up to now. But how we run things, I know when he comes in the evening, he has to have a thermos of tea in the house, and without it, there'll be an issue. We will actually argue about tea until but we don't do it openly, of course. But up to now, okay, it was hard for me because I'm not a tea person. So as time goes by, it begins to be a behavior, because I know kuna sijapika chai, let me go and do it, and before he comes home he has to have his own thermos there. So that hiyo ndio vitu tunaninio. So when it comes to ati masaya kuingia nyumbani, as long as he has told me he's somewhere and he's safe, me I'm good.
How we solve our finances is that we decide that we're going to be tutakuwa tunaunganisha pesa zetu pamoja, that there is no money, there is nothing like my money in our house. I know it's a notion that is going on everywhere, that her money is her money, my money is ours. But as we agreed na tukasema, because I'm not in this marriage, I'm not that man mwenye atafanya wife at because she's yani wife, she's lesser than me. No, I believe we are equals in this marriage. Now how we solve our issue is that if akifail, namwambia this marriage you are running it both of us. So if you fail in marriage, if you fail in your area, marriage yote itazama. So what I always tell her is that we work together. Let's work together. Na hakuna ile strict rule that mimi niko above him in terms of rule. Ati kuna there's things I'll tell my wife now. My wife will tell me kindly, let's reason, let's talk about this. So when it's come to our finances, what we do, when she gets money, and I'm telling you she does that, when she gets money, when kama ameenda, because she does sometimes partly before alikuwa anafanya na research, alikuwa anafanya kazi na research, so alingenda afanye kazi maybe for a whole week or something, a month or something, hiyo pesa yote anilete, aniambia now this is what nimepata, what do you think we should do. I remember there are times that kuna more than countless times amelipa nyumba because sikuwa na job, nilikuwa na struggle hiyo time na things were not working on my side. Amelipa nyumba na hakuna siku moja amekuja kuniambia sasa mimi nililipa nyumba, wacha nianza kunirudishia deni yangu. No, hiyo nyumba alikuwa analipa, pia alikuwa anaishi ndani, tunaishi wote ndani. Unajua ni kama venye alikuwa anakaa kwa hiyo nyumba na analipa. So leo nitalipa, una get, kesho kama mimi ndio niko kwa position nitalipa. Kama tuko kwa position wote tutachukua hii pesa, we panga this, inaenda kwa shopping, inaenda kwa mtoto, inaenda kwa nyumba, na inafanya mambo mengine, na hii kama tumepata extra tufanye 1 2 3 about ourselves. So our money is our money. Kuna story ya as in we are not divided, we work as one.
Challenges, if I can speak of one, is finances. It has been our greatest challenge in marriage since we started. As I said earlier, that we hatukuanzia mansionette, tulianzia single house, that choo na bafu iko nje. So that will clearly tell us that we didn't start at a high note in regards to our finances. It has really messed our mind to a point that tulikaa chini tukasema, because I remember there's a time okay, tukiwa na pesa tuko sawa, hata nikeka chakula chumvi mingi haina shida. Wait until hiyo baya pesa inaenda chini, niweke tu chumvi yenye nimezoea kwa chakula ama sukari mingi, we will argue mpaka tunarushiana mikono, scream and all that, because kuna hiyo vibe ya, kuna hiyo atmosphere ya we don't have money. Unajua kuna ile back of the mind that tunajua hata chumvi sasa siwezi nunua, hata mgeni akiingia hapa saizi ni maji tutampea, because that's what you can afford for now. You understand? So tulikaa chini tukasema enough is enough, because we, aside being married, we are also believers, and there is scriptures telling us what we should do or who we are as believers in regards to finances. Tukakaa chini tukarealize kumbe tukikosana ni kwa sababu hakuna pesa. Wakati kuna pesa we are okay. Hata kama kuna shida. So we decided tutakaa tu chini, and we thank the Holy Spirit, by the way, because yeye ndo alimzungumzia na kanizungumzia. So we sat down and say, enyewe tunafaa beat this, and in any challenge our motto is we get out of it. Irrespective of how big or how deep it is. As by the way, my husband gives me so much motisha that he lazima tutoke. With the faith that he has, sometimes I ride on it, I know that we must come out of this. So when we sat down and talked about it, and from that day, it has been okay. I understand wives now of pastors out there, because nimezoea for the past 5 years amekuwa my husband. So I do the way I want to do with him, but now he's also my pastor. So there are those boundaries that I don't have to cross. You know, I have to know now he's my pastor. At this time he's my husband. At this time he's my friend. There is also that aspect that I'm going through something. When I go to him, I'm not going to him as my husband. I'm going to him as a friend. I'd like to listen. If you're in this position, what could you have done? When I'm asking for advices, there are times I go to him as my pastor. Babe, wacha tuweke hiyo familiarity ya bibi na bwana chini. Now you are my pastor. Tell me. Or I'm asking this concern. How do I go about it? You see? So me, I actually have put those boundaries for myself. Kuna point siwezi pita nimkosee heshima, because now naweza mkosea heshima na kuna mshirika ameketi hapa anashangaa bibi hapa sisi anamkosea heshima, ama labda anamwekea chai kwa plastic. So maybe hata yeye anaweza fanya hivyo. Not only when people are around, but also when we are two of us. I should know, and I should also have a higher respect for him being now a pastor. Ndio pia hiyo blessings zisipungue.
You've not set a rule or rather boundary when it comes to maybe you operating your phone. I believe I know her heart. I trust her so much, and she trusts me so much. You get, and when it comes to her phone, I don't think I've even ever. I believe. Do you know? Because I know there are a lot of things that the enemy can use against marriage. Sana kwanza this time and age, phone is what the enemy can really use to even destroy a lot. We have results. We have seen a lot of marriage being destroyed by a phone. We decided. I remember me telling her, your phone is your personal. It's a person. It's so personal. You stay with your phone. You know what to do. No, you know what to do as a married. She knows she's a married woman. She's married to me. I'm married to her. And if it comes to that point, yenye unachunguza mtu paka you want to know everything, then kuna maanisha there are a lot of trust issues. Now it up to that person grow to a point that he knows who they are in the marriage, and because you can never fall, you can never monitor. People can hide stuff. There are people who have died not knowing some stuff. So me, I told her, I won't restrict you, but kuna wakati when we are talking, maybe when we are having conversation, let's put our phones down. Let's concentrate. There are times you cannot be on phone when we are having our time. We cannot be just a matter of respect, but not because I'm telling her that so that nichukue usiku nimfollow. Me, I will never. I've never even checked. Maybe we've never had conversation. Issues matter with phone because me, I told her that you know what to do. We are grown-ups, and I'm not here to be your master. You know, the issue is we live like this is a master to this. No, we are both of us. We are the presidents of this. We are the one running this marriage. So you know what to do, and you know this where you're not supposed to get to. And though we've not in matters phone, you've not. We don't have those. Of course, she knows what to do.
We have goals as in marriage, and also as individuals. And if I can speak, our goals is that we have big goals of. Let me talk about now our children. We were set to have 3 children. Sindio, babe? Yeah. So we are 2 want to go. And when I talk about also my goal as now McKenna is that I'm set to business. My goal is to grow, not only doing business physically, but also having to learn more on how to operate a business. And not, when I talk about a business, it's not something small, something big, like an organization, a company, and such stuff. So that's my goal, to learn theory and also practical. And another thing, my topmost goal is how to handle finances. Now, my finances, okay, not my in terms of our marriage, but the finances I get. You see, how do you handle? I get to understand that people out there are so much in skill. They have a lot of skills. They have a lot of charisma. Or acha niongelele wako na hii grace ya kupata pesa. You know, there are those people who they don't have to struggle. But when you look at those people right now, they don't have anything to show for it. Days ago you had 1 million. Where is it right now? You wasted it away. How did you manage that money? Even if it is 10 bob, how did you manage that 10 bob? You see? So I have a goal whereby I'd like to learn more about how to manage our finances, because now he's a passee. And one thing I didn't say is that his heart is he loves giving. We also love giving. We love giving so much. But where is the boundary? to what point will you give until your children have nothing to have, you know? So me, I understand in marriage, most women, we are there to help our men in this area. You know, he has another family of the church. Church requires a lot of things. Kuna rent, kuna watu wanakuja hapo and stuffs. You know, na si ati wanataka peke yake spiritual help, bado kuna physical help. They need finances, they need such stuff. Unaona? Na si ati tutakataa kuwasaidia. But how do you balance all these things? As a pastor, you have to know, I'll give 40% to the church, I'll give another 40% to my home, and I'll give another 20% to God. You know? So when it comes to balancing, you know, and I'm there as a helper. And these are the things I'm there to do, helping. Not only in raising children and giving him ideas, but also matters to do with finances. We were 2 when we got married, but now we are 4. It's not the same. Venye tumekuwa tukikula tukiwa wawili, it's not the same now, because these children have other responsibilities we have to take care of, you see. So that means the money that we have to share it equally. We were only 2, we didn't have a church, but right now we have a church. How do we split these finances?
I just want to let you know that I love you so much. I love you so much, babe. And thank you so much for being there for me. You loved me when I was nothing. And I remember telling you, I remember even giving you a joke that mi nakoga mtoto wa prince fulani. Ni venye wajanikujia baba yangu king, but better days are coming. Tumetoka mbali, we've gone through a lot, but you're still there. You've been there for me. I love you so much. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. I guess you're a gift. God gave me you as a gift for me, to support me and to be there for me. And I am going to be there for you. I'll love you. I'll be around you. I'll hold you all the days of our lives. And I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for being there for me.
Okay. I'd like to tell you one thing, my husband. You are my priest. You are my provider. And you're my love. There's no point. This is our 7th year, and it has not reached a point whereby I have regretted. I love you so much. I love you to the moon and back.
Wow.
And everything that we have passed through has made us stronger. And I love the way you change for my sake. You have changed some behaviors. You have also taught me good behaviors, and have changed. Actually, what I can say, babe, is that you loved me even when I was not born again. And you didn't judge me. And you walked with me. And I got born again, and you didn't judge me. You loved me the way I was. And it's now 7 years. Even there's a point that I feel as if I'm not okay. You don't deserve me, because I'm so much little for you. But you showed me that I'm your best, and I love you so much. The fact that as I go out there and I know there's someone there, even if it's one person in this world who loves me, it gives me so much courage to press on and to continue. Thank you for making me a mother of 2 beautiful babies and more. I love you so much, and may God continue to prosper us. Yes.